What's up, everybody? Smyers here. Today I want to show you how to make that bendy lead sound to Look At Me Now by Chris Brown, Lil Wayne, and Busta Rhymes. I'm also going to show you a technique that I use to figure out MIDI notes to a sound like this. Okay. Okay. I'll play it by itself. The easiest way for me to figure out the notes of this sound was to automate the bends. I posted a short video of me recreating this sound, and AFROJACK commented, and he said that he used slide notes in FL Studio. So you can also do it that way by figuring out the notes that slide between each of each other. But I tried that at first, and I found that to be a bit hard to figure out. And the easiest way for me was to just do the automation. So let me show you how I did it. The sound itself is just a mono sine wave. This is my oscillator A. It's just a sine wave, and I didn't really change anything on this envelope 1. So the sound by itself, like there's me just playing it on my keyboard. You can hear a bit of reverb. So it's just a sine wave and reverb. What I did change though is the bend amounts, because I am bending the notes. I changed the pitch bend amounts to 5 and -5, and that allowed me to do the automation in the way that I wanted it. So that's how I set up my SERUM. You can use another synth like wavetable or any other synth that has a sine wave to do this. So if you are going to slide the notes, then you have to figure out the exact slide amount, like the portamento amount. But I tried that and I had a little trouble like figuring it out that way. So I just ended up automating the notes. And for me, what I will do, the technique that I use to figure out like the exact bends in the slides, is to just slow down the actual track. So I will slow down my track because I don't want to play the actual track and YouTube remove my video. What I do is I load in the original track into my session, and then I will turn on the warp mode. Then what's nice about Ableton is you can go up to the tempo, and I can drag this down and slow down the track. So I could take this down to like 20 BPM. So that's me playing the original track, and now you can hear the actual bend really slowly. So it's like, boo. So then you can like automate and match that bend really easily. So you can hear the note, that note where it's like this first half, it's not changing. And then the second half is when it starts to pitch down. So then that can like help you figure out the automation. Whereas if I was just listening to it like at, I believe it was 145. You can hear how fast that happens. It's going to be a lot harder for you to figure out like where exactly to put the bends. So that's just like an easier way, instead of having to listen to the track over and over really fast, or the exact tempo. You can just slow it down and then match it really easily. So that's kind of like what I do to figure out the notes, just MIDI notes if I'm figuring out notes. But in this situation, I had to figure out like the exact bends that would work. So remember, I do have the pitch bend amounts at 5 and -5. These were the notes. Let me actually turn off the automation. Let me delete this real quick, and you can hear the notes by itself. So nothing like the track, and that's why like slowing down the track and then playing around with the bends, that's how I'm able to figure it out. And that sounds almost exactly like the track. So I don't really know how to do it like with the slides. Like he was saying, AFROJACK said he did it in FL Studio, how he like slid the exact notes, but this way works as well. Like I think it sounds pretty close. Even though this automation looks kind of crazy, but you can just like copy this, and this just kind of gives you an idea of just maybe if you want to create a lead like this, you could put in some notes in the key, playing some melodies, and then just play around with the pitch bend amounts, and then you could come up with some cool leads. So I'll go ahead and put this session in my Patreon if you want to grab it. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also please subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. And also comment down below any other sounds you want me to remake. If you would like to check out any of my SERUM preset packs, head on over to store.smyers.com.